Hello everyone, welcome to yet again another Friday new product post where we talk about the new products for the week, or at least the highlights. So we got a couple new products this week, so let's dive right in and see what we've got. First up, we've got this USB cable. This USB cable is a little different than a normal USB cable in that it has this watertight connector that connects with this guy. You might be familiar with this little box that we talked about a few weeks back. But this is the watertight USB jack, and this little thing opens up, and then the USB plugs into it like that, and screws down thusly. Now this whole thing can be submerged. There is a weather seal along this red project box, and there is a seal along here and a seal along here. So if you have a project that you need to operate underwater or in really nasty conditions, you can use something like this. Now the great thing about this box is, let's say you have some electronics, some batteries, whatever else inside this box. You can plug in the USB, plug in your computer, do whatever it is you need to do, and then you can just unscrew this, pop that off, and then use the sealing cap, and screw it back in. And now this whole thing becomes a weather-tight sealed enclosure once again. So the combination of the panel mount USB jack, this cover cap thing, and the USB cable, the three of these together give you a nice watertight, weather-sealed, environmentally sealed enclosure. So in front of me here I have these plastic storage boxes. These are all modular, and we sell them in 4 different sizes in these kind of various configurations. Let me first talk about the smallest ones. The smallest ones here are about, size of a quarter or so each, and it comes in a 10-pack. And the beauty about all of these is they actually snap apart, and then you can put them together in multiple different configurations to suit, whatever it is you're trying to store. And then you can just line them up and snap them back together. They even have these little spring-loaded latches on them. One of the things that we found works well in here is surface mount components, or if you have like a logic level shifter that you want to throw in there, they can work for really small breakouts like that. We have these slightly bigger ones right there, which, I don't know, about the size of a AA battery or so. And once again, these have little spring-loaded lids on them. And these come apart as well. And these are the same width as 3 of the small ones. So 3 of the small ones, and they're as tall as the small ones. That gives you a little bit better idea. You can see that they actually work really well for something like an LED. We've got a red LED, and then we've got a yellow LED. And LEDs, resistors, things like that fit really great into this size. Then we have these large ones, and they're a little bit bigger. Each one's about the size of 6 small ones or 2 of the medium ones. As you can see, it's not quite big enough to fit something like an Arduino. I mean, the size is about the same as the Arduino, but it's not going to fit on the inside. These would be good for, once again, breakout boards, other things like that. And then finally, we've got this one, which is a lot bigger. About the size of 2 of the medium ones and 4 small ones. Still can't quite squeeze in an Arduino. A FIO would work in there quite well. Nick was actually talking about using these. He has a desk at home that has kind of like a top like this, but then it has a little glass top on top of that. So he was talking about doing things that would like slide under the glass top. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use these. We could just snap these together in one long chain and make a long skinny thing that could slide, in the corner of your desk, whatever. So there you have it. These are my picks for this week. We've got the USB watertight cable that fits with the USB panel mount plug. And we've also got these various little parts boxes. And these parts boxes are great if you have a lot of stuff to store, and maybe you have a different method to store them than me, but the parts boxes are pretty great. As a reminder, we will not be here because next week is going to be Thanksgiving, but we still do have some very cool announcements. So it might be a good idea to check in next week anyway and see what we've got up our sleeves. So we'll see you again in a couple weeks, but hopefully you'll be back at the site next week, and we'll see you then.